This is one big pile of What is all of this? This is a disc brake kit, and we are going to be putting this on my 1969 Dodge Charger. I am getting this thing ready for track use, and I've done a couple things so far. Sway bars, a couple more performance to the engine, but I want to go fast, and that means you gotta slow down fast. And the drum brakes on that thing are not up to it. So we're going to be putting this on today. I'm expecting it to go smoothly, but you know, stuff never happens like that. So we'll see what we run into. Basically, all of this comes in the kit. There are 2 dust shields that go behind the spindles, which I don't have shown right now. I got those drying, painted those. And speaking of that, I have the calipers painted and the brackets for them painted as well. This came in a standard kit, nothing was painted, so just threw shot of paint on there just to make it look nice, if you can see it behind the wheels. So yeah, we'll get started putting everything together, and then from there we'll get the car rolled back into the garage and start disassembling, which is going to be a pain. I do have some new ball joints, but we'll see if I can even get the old ones out. Working with limited equipment here, so we'll see what happens. So first thing I'll say about this kit is it is very thorough. It has everything that you would need to convert your car to disc brakes. Other than these ball joints that we've got, the control arms, it does come with everything here. Even the wheel bearings, the seals behind the disc brakes, all the little hardware that you would need to put everything together. It has that. We will start with the wheel bearings, get those packed, and then get those onto the disc brakes, and from there we can assemble everything. Alright, so we're going to start with the wheel bearings, and as you can see, they do come with races already, but inside the discs, you can see they already have them installed, and it is the same on the back side. I don't know if you can see that, but it is already inside there. So all we're going to do is we're just going to pack the bearing. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I got a bearing packer, so we'll toss that on there, get it all nice and lubed up, and toss them inside with these seals on the back. So let's get started. I found out my adapter does not want to work on this bearing packer, so I have that on there already. We're just going to screw it back on, and we will start with the inner bearing, this little guy right here. Set it on top. And unscrew it. And I'm gonna get my hands all dirty, but oh well. That's what we got shop towels for. So it looks like the inside of it is completely full. And don't have much on the outside, but we'll get that fixed as soon as we start putting them inside. So from there, get this. Now, just going to run my finger across this. Should be enough. Set that inside. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to need to get the seal in there. And probably going to need my mallet, so let me go grab that. Alright, I second guessed myself, so I double checked it, and it does look like this is the correct way for it to go in, so I'm just going to keep going. Make sure it's not deforming anything. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to make sure everything sits nice and tight. Get a little bit of extra grease. Go around all of this just in case. Brand new. Don't want anything to break for any reason. Alright. Oop, that's a lot. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, I went ahead and got this one packed, and I got it into place. So now we're just going to do the same thing again. Take it. Oop. See, it's want to push down just one side. I want to keep it even, so put it on the other. Come on. There we go. Make sure it's sitting nice and flush. Beautiful. Okay. Go back again, put some more grease on the outside. Got quite a bit inside this time. Don't think that's going to affect anything. It's going to be a little messy when we go ahead and put the brake on the spindle. So, there we go. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start putting the spindle, the bracket, all the extra stuff together. Then we can start sliding the rest of this on. So we went ahead and put the discs to the side. We will need those a little bit because we still do have the outer wheel bearings that we will need to be greasing and then putting in. But before we can do that, we got to get all of this stuff together. So we've got the spindle and we've got a lower control arm. I am not going to be using the old lower control arm because, I mean, I have not touched anything on the steering. It's still probably the original stuff. So might as well put new stuff in there while we can. So we will go ahead, slide these bolts in the bottom, and it will be going just like that. Now these do have some nylon locking nuts. Just get them hand tight right now, make sure they're not cross-threaded, and we will go grab our sockets and put this stuff on. So what we got here is a 15/16 socket. Just gonna put it on the lock nut here. Now, doing all of this, we are gonna have to realign the steering, but that will be for another time. Do kind of a at-home one, then we'll get it to the shop to get it realigned. But for now, get these all tightened up. One more. Okay. Really, if I want to, which I probably should, I will get this a little more tightened up once we get it on the car. That way it's not moving around or anything. But I do see, I don't know how well it comes up, but there is a little gap right here. It is on the correct way. I mean, there's no way it could be flipped over. This is the left side. So hopefully that's not a big deal. I mean, it's nice and snug, so we'll see. All right, now we have the actual caliper bracket. So inside here, you do have some threaded spots on the spindle itself, and we've got the bolts already. Like I said, this kit is really, really complete. There's really not much else that you need. Just all together. Gonna get this nice hand threaded. Again, making sure we're not cross-threading. And that is different size socket, so gonna have to go grab that real quick too. This nice and tightened up. Okay, let's go get that. Okay, so we've got a 3/4 inch for those. So we're just gonna get that all tightened up. And right now, we're just gonna go off the good and tight method. Did not see any torque specs for this, so we're just gonna make sure they are nice and tight. Give them a couple ooga doogas. There we go. Okay. And as you can see, we do have these O-rings right here. These are what the calipers themselves slide on. Kind of weird, but I guess if it works. So we're gonna go ahead and get these all greased up here. That way we can put the caliper right on top. So it pays off to look at the instructions. I completely forgot about these dust covers. So we're gonna put this on first, and then we are going to put the disc itself on, followed by that outer bearing. Gonna get that all greased up. And then after all of that, then we can start putting the caliper on. So gotta get this guy on here. Just get this secured with 3 of these bolts, and these are 1/2 inch. That there, and okay, good there. hear a little bit of rattling. Hopefully that doesn't do too much to it. But now we can go ahead, put this big old thing on here. And I don't have any grease on it right now. This is the one that I have a bunch of grease inside there, so should be fine. Just gonna slide that right on top, and beautifully sets down. So we're gonna go ahead and get that outer bearing greased, put that in here, and then we do have all of the hardware to put it in place. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we have the outer wheel bearing inside there, got it all packed and everything, got the nut and the little washer in there, got it tightened up, and what you're supposed to do when you tighten these is make sure it spins, but not too much. So, got that basically where I want it, and now I'm going to wait to put the cotter pin and all that stuff in, just in case I want to adjust a couple things when I get it on the car. Like the nuts and bolts for this lower control arm, but I will go ahead and put the other side together, and then we'll get back to the brakes. So it looks like we do have a problem here. This bracket is actually hitting the spindle right up here. I'm not sure if that's a casting issue with the bracket or what, but we are going to have to sand down a little bit of that right there. Another thing to note, these two were a little hard to get on. I don't know if there was just not enough machining in this or what, but had to get the impact, make sure it got all that through. But after that, got it right in, and it doesn't look like it's moving. So I think this is fine. This we are gonna have to take care of though. That sucked. Yeah, so the bracket itself didn't look like there was anything protruding from it or anything like that. But like I said, we're working on limited equipment here, so I had to use sandpaper, and that took a while. But I'll show you. Right in here, there we go. This little corner right here is what was catching. Now, I don't know why. It's fine now. I mean, I got it completely tight right there. So, I don't know what was up with that. Like I said, with these guys here, I don't know if just something was off and I didn't really want to hook in, but those are good now. Everything's good. Time to put that thing on. Alright, we got pack bearing, we got dust shield. Time to put this on. It just lines up like that. Come on now. There we go. Once again, we are just going to put this on with the impact. Just like that. Beautiful. Okay. Disc brake on. Ow. This little dude. Ha. Really doesn't go on. There we go. Okay. Again, spin this, make sure everything's good. Tighten this down. Make sure everything sits in there nicely. A lot of grease, but I'd rather have it over greased than overheat. So, it's actually what did in my drum brakes. I don't think that is too tight for me. So, I'll back that up a little bit. And this might change once I get them on the car again. A little too loose. Just a little bit. Okay. Alright, there we go. Time to put calipers on. Like I said, gonna get this all lubed up. Throw the calipers on with the pads. Gotta make sure I clean this up. I got some grease on the discs. Don't want that when you start putting this all together and when you start to test it, because it's just not gonna work. So, get this all cleaned up, get the calipers on. So one thing I am gonna say is if you're looking to save weight by doing this, it is not going to work. This stuff is still pretty heavy. I know all of this stuff together, it came in 2 boxes. Each of them weighed right around 50 pounds each. They're not light, so it's gonna be a pain getting them on and off, but nothing we can't do. So, we're good there. What we're gonna do is, like I said before, we want to grease up these slides right here. I do have my caliper grease on, or my caliper paint on there, so I hope that doesn't mess with it too much. Hoping the those little O-rings kind of prevent that. So, gonna get just a little glob of this. Get that all in there. Just like that. Okay. Now there really is not a defined way when you're looking at these calipers as to which way they go on. But one thing you want to know, or you want to do, is make sure this is your brake bleeder. You always want that pointing straight up. Because if you have it down, say you were trying to put this in on the other side, now your brake fluid is not going to be coming through it. You're going to have a little air pocket. You're not going to get full stopping power. So you want that facing upward. Now, what we're going to do, get the first brake pad in there and try and fit both of them in at the same time. And it's going to rest right on that slide. Try and get this all wiggled in there. Have to come around and see. Just like that. Ooh, we're starting to fall now. Let's try to wiggle out of that. So I am going to have to go grab, there we go, going to go grab the hold downs. So how we're looking at this, we've got the big flange here, and that's going to go on top of the caliper itself. Just like that. Now it's going to put pressure on it, and let me slide this back. Just like that. Okay, let me take care of this real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, I either did this great or someone is freaking out right now. But I've got this big plate here. This is kind of the retaining plate for the caliper. And then this, what's called the anti-rattle plate on top of it, but going inside still. It did say that this is torqued to 200 inch-pounds. I don't have an inch-pound torque wrench, so that's about 16 foot-pounds. So I just did it to that. Hopefully it's fine. This doesn't move. I really have no idea what I'm doing here, but yeah, see, just like that. So I think it's fine. This I don't really like. I might have to go back and fix that. I'm not sure what's going on. I think my brake pad kind of moved a little bit. So I'll go back, mess with that, get it all lined up, get this lined up, and we'll be on the way. All right, day 2 of this now. I had to take a minute, make sure what I was doing was correct. The instructions are present for this, That's about all I can say about them. A lot of stuff that I've been having to look up, but you know, I mean, so far it's been going together well. It's just me kind of second guessing things and just, you know, making sure I got everything right, because I really do not want to have to do this again. This, not that it's a pain, but it's definitely taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So, like I showed earlier, I've got the new stuff all put together. Now I'm going to be getting the old drum brakes off. Thank God. That's going to be one thing I am most excited about, because, like I said, they're not good. Stopping is more of like a suggestion. So getting these new disc brakes on is going to be the world of difference. So yeah, let's get to it. Got the wheel taken off now, and here we are going to see how disgusting this is going to be. So, like I said, this suspension steering has not been messed with, and probably since it got put on here originally. So, we got to take off this. This is to the tie rod, and in here, that little disgusting thing right there, that castle nut has to come off, as well as this top one. That doesn't really look too bad, but gotta do it. And like I said about the free play of the brakes, see, this one spins for a while, just really not wanting to work anymore. So, and this is after I've gone through all of this. Kind of see here, this is the one that kind of blew out a little bit, so I had to get this jammed in there and try to figure out how to keep it in. So yeah, this was just bound to break again soon, so it's a good thing we're getting this off. We're gonna get some brand new parts on here. I'm hoping I don't have to get new tie rod ends, but we'll see. These do kind of look a little disgusting, so we'll dig into it. I'm back. I got a hat now. Sweat was getting into my face. It's been probably 3 hours since the last clip. I've just been doing nothing but banging and banging and banging on these to get them free. This one, don't think I'm gonna have to replace it, so that's good, because I do not want to have to deal with this. That took forever. And you can see it's a good thing it's coming out, because I mean, there is no resistance left in there. And of course I ripped the boot getting it out. That sucked, but now we can start getting the new stuff in, and that is going to make this look fantastic in here. You can see it's all dusty, dirty. I got some rust that does not look good, so I might have to address that. But yeah, finally ready to put the new stuff in. And this is only one side, so yeah, we'll get one side in tonight. Here, finally got it on. It took, again, a lot longer than I expected. It wasn't too bad, it's just a couple things were on there tight, but got that on there. Castle nut. I don't know why that one looks weird now. Must have moved. No, that's fine, it just looks weird. Okay, so now something I really don't want to do until I was ready, but we're gonna have to do it now. Gotta mess with the brake lines. After this, I'm not gonna be able to move the car. Well, I can't really move the car right now anyways. I might just hook this up to the caliper, let it be overnight. I really don't want to mess with this. Before that though, gotta get this all, you know, straightened out. It seems like it's still rotating fine. I might just leave it there. We'll just test it a little bit, make sure that's where I want it. Then we'll get this castle nutted, stake through, we'll be good. Went ahead and got the right side off camera. This came off so much easier. I don't know what was wrong with the other side, but this one was way easier. This just popped off, no problem. I hit it a couple times with the hammer and literally fell right out. So this is going a lot quicker. Gonna be able to throw this on so much quicker than yesterday. So let's go ahead and do that. It's been about 3 days since the last time you saw me. I got the right side on. It, like I said, it didn't go on hard at all. I got the brakes bled, and I am currently going to bed the brakes right now. Not that big of a process. Just gotta, you know, get it up to speed, brake hard, don't over brake, because, you know, if you lock it up or you get down too low, then it's just going to unevenly break in the pads and the rotors. So I will start doing that now and take you along with me. All right, so I know a lot of you guys are going to be wanting to see it, so I might as well just do it now. Here is what I've got in here. Let's do a little bit. There we go. So it's a 440. I got a high-rise Speedmaster. Yes, I know Speedmaster is not technically the best, but we're here. And a Holly Sniper on it. I was planning on actual full-on video of, you know, everything that I've done to the car so far, future plans for it, all that stuff, but I want to see if that's something you guys are interested in. So if that is the case, drop a comment, let me know. And yeah, so far the brakes are great. I just did a little test going up and down, and got to break it in a little bit more, but you know, just playing around with it. Brakes really hard, and I actually locked up the brakes once on it, so they are a lot better than the drums. So gonna keep going with this. Gotta do, like I said, a little bit more with it, but for now it's really great. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think would be best for this thing next. I'm constantly trying to think of ways to, you know, make it a little bit better performance, stuff like that. So yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.